That's the
Oh,
first time I heard that.
me
Yo,
too.
update. I think that was kind of scary, bro. That shit just made this weird. No, I'm just joking.
Right?
Yo, it's another episode of Ultra Fly Talk. Me and my boy Trent. Yo, we tripping though, because that was a weird entry. All right, let's get into that for real quick, Trent.
Some
That's actually a
Skynet
weird
shit there.
topic.
That was weird.
Literally, it was like, yo, this meeting is being recorded. And it was like a scary, no offense, white lady voice. That shit, that's like the type of shit where it's like when you walk into a hotel and you close the door and you're like, relaxation. And all of a sudden you hear, this room's being recorded. And all of a sudden you're just like, wait a minute. That means you can't do what you want to do, all that type of shit. Yo, what are your
Not
thoughts
about
on
that life.
that scary, creepy internet / AI shit? What are your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, not about that life. That shit's creepy. Even like there's some GPS have like a good like navigational voice or whatever, but man, some of them are just so soulless sounding. It's just like I'm just gonna turn you off now. I'm just gonna okay, boom, cool, whatever. Like just have it on there or whatever. Like man, some of them are just like absolutely just like like absolutely robotic, but it's creepy because they're trying to be human, right? So it's something's off about it to begin with because they're not human.
Yeah, hell yeah. But see, that's the thing. On the flip side, like, because when you just said like some of them have like funny or cool voices or whatever, I instantly went to that movie, that Her movie with Scarlett Johansson and Joaquin Phoenix, where that iOS or that like futuristic where like he's in a relationship with like a more or less like an operating system. Bro, that shit threw me off, bro. Cause I'm like, that it was scary because like it was like whatever, let's just say eight years ago or some shit when that movie came out. And it's like we have gotten to such a fascination with technology and different like AI, and like you got people like Elon Musk trying to get the neural link where you can more or less have a computer in your head. But yo,
Mm-hmm.
man, a subway's coming, yo. But yo, it's real.
Um, like first year university, I was in politics. I was the political science major when I came into school. Um, I wrote an article. I can't remember what the essay was, like the assignment was supposed to be about, but it was something like about like a futuristic pet. I don't understand how this had anything to do with fucking political science, but whatever. I wrote it about robot sex dolls. And this
Word.
was like
Okay, that's different.
this is 2011.
Yeah.
They
Literally 10 years
fucking
ago.
laughed at me. They laughed at me and said this is not realistic and blah blah. Cut to fucking like couple years later, like couple years ago, like now they've got like fully functioned ones and they're out
Yep.
for sale and whatnot.
In
So
certain places, it's the norm. It's a sick, weird way of. Forgive me, because it is strange. But let me not put judgment on people to say it's sick. But it's like, bro, it's different. It's like it's not. It's a norm, but it's scary because it's a norm to certain people. G, that's the thing that's scary about it to me. Like, yo, I don't even have to care about like even for example, a lot of people got virtual girlfriends in the sense of them adult sites. Think about it like that. Virtual
mm-hmm.
girlfriends in the sense of, oh, she does whatever I want. Obviously, not literally, be just watching whatever videos, but it's like, bruh, think about it that way. People, and then you don't actually have to talk to a real woman, or you don't have to actually care, quote unquote, about what a real woman's doing or whatever, because you're doing whatever on the internet / technology side of the game,
It's
buying
not
all types of
healthy.
fake whatever. It's really not, in my opinion, but it's like it sucks because in the sense of the cast of judgment. But it's like sometimes I don't know. You know what's weird, Trent? A buddy of mine, sorry, I heard on an interview, and another buddy of mine kind of like reset it in a different way, and then it made me now think like, okay, if I talk when I talk to Trent, I want to bring it up, but it's like it's weird, but like the lie, like these lies and these unhealthy ways of living in the sense of like, oh, yo, you can do what you want. Oh, this type of like certain not talking about being a man and being like doing your thing as far as like taking care of what you have to take care of, but these guys who are like, oh, yo, we don't need women at all, this, that, and the third. And it's like I don't know, it's like a movement. But like a buddy of mine was like, yeah, bro, some of these dudes is on that movement where it's like they feel like they don't need nothing else. Like, and it's like, but how do you have that autonomous, just by yourself type of just self-love type shit? I mean, you can love yourself, but then once you're a whole being, your ass should try to find a partner at that point. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Well, fuck, man. It's just different because I'm saying technology in the sense of like going to those adult sites or going to different things where it's or different like Tinder or whatever, man. Like just not to use a name, but it's like just certain things where you're like, I'll fulfill myself here. I don't know, bro. Like you were saying, it is, in my opinion, it's kind of unhealthy too, you know?
I agree. Like, especially the whole like what you were saying there, because like I was that for a while. Like there was a good period, like if in between like the end of university and like just me just like schlubbing about, and it was like I'm not worried about this sort of thing, and it was more of a I'll be single forever sort of thing. Here we
Yo,
are.
I feel you. I feel you. I fucking shared that experience, but continue, please.
Um what was I saying? Anyway, so like it's
Being
weird
single and
because
shit.
you said self-love, right? There's not a lot of self-love with that, with for the most part. It's mostly like self-loathing. So that self-loathing rubs off on like not only you, but like the people you come in contact with.
Facts, bro.
And like you were saying, when you're self-loving, you end up like meeting other people because you're like putting off a vibe like that. And that it's the only way I can describe it. But it's like what you're feeling inside sometimes externally, like it's like a smell sometimes. Like some people can catch a whiff of it. It's just like, you're not like, I don't want to hang out with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I know what you mean. And it sucks because it's like if you get into a position where you start meeting different people and they share similar interests in the unfortunately like a negative way where it's like whether it's oh you guys are both depressed so you guys have conversations to ease your whatever or you guys are both quote unquote lazy or procrastinators whatever way you might because you might feel a certain way about yourself and unfortunately they may share that same thing about themselves and then it turns into a situation where you guys might both be on a downward spiral which is obviously what we're not trying to have happen but it's like at the same time for one to be able to shake that type of mentality because I was going to say I shared a very similar experience in the sense of not necessarily feeling like down necessarily depressed in certain aspects but just like on some shoot what am I going to do next bro what's the next move what's the next because it's like you don't want to keep working dead end jobs and different things like that but and at the same time especially if you don't necessarily find a significant other during that time you might then turn to like certain like technologies or whatever certain things you might not necessarily be or should be watching or doing or whatever the case is and you're thinking to yourself shit I got to break this cycle and it's not even about some like something's wrong with doing certain things it's more about like there's healthy ways to do certain things what are your thoughts on that
I agree. Like it's just all a matter of like honestly just trying to keep yourself good one day at a time. Like it's hard to just say that and do that, and it all really depends what your goals are too at the end of it all. Some people like to be in a relationship for the rest of their lives, like be married, family, kids, you know, the house, all that. That's their goals and stuff like that. I don't really have long-term goals like that. It's more short-term, just try to get through this next coming week sort of thing. But
yeah but
it's just
at
a
this
matter.
no sorry continue bro my bad
It's
like
just a
because you have
matter
good
of just
points yeah
trying to
continue
keep yourself good. Like as long as you're doing something productive and like you're doing something to get yourself towards where you want to go instead of just sitting there bemoaning the fact you're not getting anywhere by not doing anything, then there's nothing else you can do except keep putting in the work, keep stepping and keep moving one day at a time, and hopefully
awesome yep
the next day you're better than the last day you were. Like that's basically the only way I can think about it right now.
no and that's fucking dope that's
And
dope
the healthier ways to go about it, it's hard to even say like what like I know what you mean by like unhealthy ways of going about it, but like
yeah
there's
like
also
there's
so many different
yeah
ways to go about it, like healthy wise. Like we were saying, it's hard to even quantify it as like, is this actually like, and then it's like, is this an actual healthy way of doing this? Like that whole
yeah
herky jerk I
how do
have
you
with
judge it
myself
yeah
too.
how do you judge it kind of thing yeah
Mm-hmm.
but see that's the thing too though G like the way how I view it too is if you're gonna put little like just accomplish little things more and more each day like literally what you were saying that is literally the best way to get out of it because there is no necessarily grandiose just big step to just I just want unless obviously you hit the lottery or some type of wild situation like that happened you come across in this type of society I mean unless you come across a large lump sum of money or somebody you inherited a large lot of land or something like that that's totally different but if you have to take your time and okay, I'm saving $5 every week. Okay, I'm saving $10 every week to the point where it's like, okay, I'm saving $100 every week. And then next thing you know, you start going up and up in the sense of if you're trying to gain financially to help yourself get to a more mentally stable state. Meaning if you're gonna be like able to afford whether it's to talk to somebody who you need to talk to, aka some type of counselor, therapist, etc. If you need to be able to get your mom or dad or whatever the case is some type of help they need, so you can have a better connection with them. That in turn makes you have feel better about yourself. There's just all different types of steps that I'm glad people are learning to take, because it's never about saying that people are stuck in their ways. Like some are, unfortunately, but I still believe everybody has a chance to get to that next stage, and that everybody wakes up has their own alarm clock and wakes up at their own time, like that saying, like that, right?
Graham, you stumbled on something really important there. It's the asking for help. Like there's some people who just, and especially with guys, like there's some like, it's a pride thing a lot of the time. They don't want to ask for help, especially when it comes to this stuff or like stuff going on inside them. Like just there's so many guys out there that just are dying from this shit and like they're killing themselves with like the stuff that's going on in their heads and they're not getting the help for it, you know? And it's just the fact that they're too proud to ask for fucking help. Like everybody needs help one time and another, man. Like so anybody, so all of my any dudes that I know have some boys listen to this right now, like if you need the help, fucking ask somebody for help, for the love of God. Like there's no reason you shouldn't. Like at this point in time, there's so much like resources and there's so many people out there that could help with all this shit. So like,
and that's love, Trent. That's love right there, bro. That's love, bro. Real shit. Because it's like we don't need any more people harming themselves or potentially passing away because they unfortunately were too proud or had an ego. Like, nah, man, I don't need nobody's help. And then the next thing you know, they find themselves breaking down under pressure, et cetera, et cetera. And it sucks that life comes with pressure. That's something that unfortunately we can't avoid. But how we handle that shit is something that we can like mold and shift and try to get to a point of where back to the how we handle things a little healthier, how we can make our daily lives a little healthier, at least mentally. Or and even like as in Canada, it's getting a little bit warmer out. Getting outside, feeling that sun, going for a little walk, taking deep ass breaths of fresh air without your mask on when you're in like walking around. It ain't about hiking every episode, but it's more about saying, bro, there's a part of it. Getting the elements. You know what I mean? Getting nature. That shit ground yourself. I don't for all my science people out there.
So
Ground yourself.
fucking stupid how well it works though. Like you're so right though. Like
bro.
It seems like this is a hiking podcast, but it's so true though. Like as soon as you get outside, it's like
Trent, like if you could just for the people, if they can just see real quick, I am in a field. Yeah, I'm near one of those big towers, but bro, another subway's coming soon. But yo, all I'm saying is love. And to anyone who needs help, like my boy Trent just said, please don't hesitate to ask. We love the shit out of y'all. It's real though, you know?
I agree, man. Like, man, and there's other ways to just go about asking for help, but it's just like you just gotta please ask. Like there's people out there who give a fuck about you. That's basically it. And they're gonna miss you if you're when you're gone.
Facts. Big facts. And I swear and it's like even us, bro, what do you think about us having to reach out more to people and sucking up our pride? Oh, they don't reach out to me first. What do you think about that?
It depends. Because there's some people who like you can reach out to them a million times and they're just going to give you a million excuses to not want to do anything or whatever else, and you just kind of say, well, that's kind of how it is. And sometimes you can force that and sometimes you can get through to some people, but for the most part, the people who I need, my crew that's around here, it's all right there, right? Like everyone's right there. It's just like, what up?
No, and that's love, bro. And on another thing, like I just be asking and thinking, like, what are your thoughts on like just going and just sitting down, but like just reaching one of your homies, yo, you at home? Yeah, yo, I ain't really trying to go out today. All right, cool. Is it cool if I stop by, bro? Maybe if let's just say he didn't have like a gaming system and you did, like an N64, PS4, whatever, then you just brought that over and y'all just vibed out for the day. Just go and sit down beside man's.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just go and even if he just needs an ear, yo, lend him an ear, yo, on some fucking, I forget what fucking Shakespeare play that bullshit was, but one of the homies was on the stage and he's like, gentlemen, ladies, lend me an ear, or whatever.
Julius Caesar, dude.
Okay, well, hey, bro, I'd be high, bro, but I just remember it was one of them motherfucking Shakespeare.
Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But it's just sometimes your man just need that shit so they can just get something off their chest, and they ain't always about knowing the right answer or how to help them exactly, but just being able to give them a little feedback or show them that, again, you're there to listen, you're there to support, bro. Hey,
Exactly.
it's just unfortunate, like people transitioning, aka passing away. Unfortunately, that type of stuff happens. But it's like, granted, we can prevent the ones we can prevent. I'm not talking about natural causes, unfortunately, like my aunt, illnesses and things like that. I'm talking about the people who unfortunately harm themselves or take their own. We need to be able to literally go above and beyond and just lend an ear or just talk to a motherfucker like, yo, if every Sunday, if you need to, come over, bro, because I cook dinner, blah blah blah, and just, you know what I mean, like where they feel like it's a reason to, every Sunday I need to get to that dinner, every Sunday, even if it's just something simple like that, can help motivate somebody to make it to the next week, and then eventually they can start to maybe have more things that motivate them. You know what I mean? Like
You're
just as
right. You're completely right.
just as little suggestions to hopefully, God, like to help save some of these young men and women's lives out here. It's different,
Yes.
bro. Whether it's because the internet, on the flip side of us talking about it earlier, the internet can be used for good too, right? Like spreading certain
Mm-hmm.
messages.
I have a podcast for a fucking internet show for a reason, and everybody I've had on my
Yep.
podcast, except for like a couple people and you, have been people I met online, and I haven't met them because they live in other cities, and then this shit
But then
happened. So
it's not like
so
you
I
wouldn't go.
physically
Yeah,
couldn't go out and
exactly.
do it.
Yeah, exactly. You
So,
would, obviously, you would.
and it is what it is. It's just a matter of like, you can meet shitty people in real life, you can meet shitty people online, but it's all a matter of what you like do with the tools, and also who the people you meet are. And if you vibe with someone online, you vibe with somebody like in real life, that's just how it is. Like,
Big
it's
facts,
awesome
though,
though.
and
It's so awesome.
that's beautiful. It reminds me of that quote where it's like, they say like, you don't choose your blood, but you can choose your family or something like that. It's real
Mhm.
though, bro. It's like,
That's
cause
true.
sometimes you might meet a motherfucker online who buys your fucking t-shirts, buys your skateboards, buys your albums, whatever, and just, wait a minute, this guy loves the shit out of me, this woman loves the shit out of me, and they don't even really know me like that, but they support that something real or whatever the case, or they like the way the colors I met blend colors on my art or whatever. It's crazy that that's the case, and that is the majority of cases, I should say. Whereas,
Shout out, Chris.
unfortunately, yeah, but it's like, unfortunately, some of the people who we genuinely love, unfortunately, aren't necessarily as supportive, right? That's the only thing that
Mhm.
kind of sucks, right? But on the
Well,
flip side,
that's that one quote, like your biggest supporter is a stranger and your biggest hater is your friend, or something like that, or
I,
family. Like,
I was gonna
I've
say,
heard that so many times.
yeah, I've seen that one floating around a little bit on IG, but it was like a Heath Ledger picture behind it, as if, I think he might have said it. I think, I'm not saying he's the inventor, but that's the one that people in a sense attributed that quote to. But anyway, I just say
Ain't
all that
fucking
to say,
wrong.
man, hey, bro, it's love. It's like either you love your people or, but you know what I mean? Like, as far as like showing support and things, or, you're gonna not on like appreciate them and try to have more grateful moments and things like that with them than not. But
This
that's all
man's
just,
out here on his bike,
bro,
podcasting, biking.
I'm about to get it in, because
Nice.
where I am, they're about to start, or they're kind of playing some music. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
unfortunately, it's a situation where I got to try to make moves. Otherwise, motherfuckers start getting flagged, and we ain't trying to have all that.
I've gotten copyright strikes on my other channel. It's fucking nuts.
I understand. Yeah, I understand, and that's unfortunate, because then it's
They took
like,
they took one down from an older channel that Alex and I had, and we didn't even know about it until we looked up like recently. We're like, oh, let's just look it up. And like, that video's gone. Like, what the fuck? But that, and then yeah, there was a couple on my other channel, but I'm not linking that channel. That's the personal. Them's the breaks though. That's just technology for you. Back to technology. Once again, when technology can be used for good, and when technology can be just run aground, just like how it has been kind of in the last, well, so odd. Like, I don't know how many last years, like the last 10 years, go with that.
bro, I'll tell you right now, as I'm trying to do this whole riding and podcasting, bro, I almost just ate 4 or 5 plates of it. You know what I mean? And that would have been an unfortunate situation. I'm fucking,
Oh my God.
bro, I'm talking about literally 4 or 5 plates were almost consumed just there. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. But no, only because only because I was riding through like grasslands and shit. When you're riding through grasslands and shit, you don't always get to see what is underneath the grassland, whether it's a big ass hole or whatever. So you can just eat a plate of it and just have to lay in some tall, unknown motherfucking weeds of sorts, which could be some type of itchy poison ivy type bullshit. That's where I kind of just was, but I
Could
was
be worse.
located there, but yeah.
There's even worse around here, unfortunately. I don't know if how bad of an issue it is down where you are, but it's called hogweed. That shit is
No, I never heard of that.
That shit is so bad. When we were talking about going out and hiking things and touching things and saying, well, don't touch everything. That's the one thing I had in my mind. The hogweed is so bad. That shit burns like through clothes, through skin, like all like forever, basically, apparently. Like it's not good. It's not good. That nettles.
That's literally the devil's lettuce, is what it sounds
right?
like. Literally the
right?
devil's lettuce. Motherfucker said, yeah, put 3 pieces of hogweed on my burger, please. Thank you.
Oh my God. How to Kill a Man right there. Jesus Christ. Did burn you from the inside. Oh, yeah, my brain. I'm functioning about 2 brain cells today. Fucking drunk as shit last night.
And it's all good. I'm off that kush. So it is what it is, my G. Definitely off that kush. So don't get me wrong.
It matches my blue dream lungs right now.
There you go. There you go. That's what it turns into. You gotta enjoy yourself.
Amen.
But anything else that you wanted to say, kind of thing? Like, not that we had to cut it, but shit was funny.
Man, I don't know. I think we nailed everything I had on my plate right there, pretty much.
Hey, man, way. With that being said, it's all good, yo. We can trip out to the people listening again. Men, women, doesn't matter. Please don't be afraid to ask for help, any type of support. Please do not. Maybe we can put we'll put some type of number in the description, so like certain places that you can call, man. Like, just please.
Yep.
Don't be. We're in Canada, so I guess we'll probably try to throw some Canada. Not saying that you can't put some American ones too, or worldwide ones, but we'll definitely locate something. You know, please don't hesitate to ask for help, support. Just to have somebody lend an ear. We need more. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. That's why we want y'all to stay, bro. You'd be missed if you went anywhere, you know?
Amen.
But yo, my name's Graham.
I'm Trent.
And this is another episode of Ultra Fly Talk. Let's get it, bro. Double O, when you double O in the